Welcome to Journey to Authenticity, the podcast designed to help you become your true authentic self, create a clear vision for life, and ultimately step into a life of transformation. I'm your host, Braiden Belnap. I'm a transformation life coach, speaker, and entrepreneur dedicated to helping you accomplish just that, a transformative life. Today, we're going to be jumping into the topic of presence and time. Today, I'm so blessed to be joined by my beautiful wife, Maeghan.
Hi.
How's it going, Maeghan?
It's going good.
This is so crucial, right? Really grasping time. Time is an asset that we all are gifted in life that when it's gone, we can never get back. And as a result of that, it's crucial for us to really lean in and understand how we can truly be present with ourselves, our relationships, and our life so that not only do we enjoy the journey, but we also get the results that we desire in life. Oftentimes when I coach, I understand for people, they feel stuck. They feel like time just keeps falling through the cracks. They don't know how. It's not that they don't want to. They don't know how to hold time and really use it so that they can become their best selves, create the most beautiful relationships, and create the most beautiful life while enjoying the journey. So I'm really excited to jump into this with you, my love.
Yeah, this will be a super fun topic. I'm excited to talk about it.
Absolutely. It's to jump into things, just for you to hear. 7 years ago this week, when we're recording this, I proposed to you. Mm-hmm. 7 years.
Wild.
We've been together for 9.
Wild.
Total, but not married for 9. We'll be together for 7 total years come October.
Well, so 9 together.
7 in October, married.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. I'm really excited to talk about our journey and how we've come to learn how to stay present and really embracing the concept of time so that we can enjoy the journey, but also enjoy the fruits of our labor in the future.
Yeah.
With that, this started in high school for us.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It feels like time has flown by so much. Like we're 25 now. And again, like we said, we've been together for 9 years and we've been married for 7. And when people are like, how, like I'll tell people I'm married and they're like, oh, how long have you guys been married for? And I'm like, literally almost 7 years. But it doesn't feel like 7 years. It feels like we got married yesterday, but then also it feels like we've been married for a long time. So time is really weird.
Time is weird. Most of my life I remember with you because I don't remember my childhood. So you're most of my life.
You should probably unpack that.
Yeah, that's a work in process as we speak, which I'm excited for. I mean, obviously that's a podcast for another time and a conversation for another time.
Do we need to have a therapy sesh?
But it's been fun leaning in and starting to recall those memories. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
I'll gain some of my time back in that aspect.
Yes, you will.
I'm just excited for understanding. Mm-hmm. Because
what are you like wanting to understand about like
myself, my story? A lot of my story, I don't know if the right word's gaslighting on, but it's like, wait, is that really true? Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of no. Listen, okay, I wasn't done.
Holy cow, dude!
I wasn't done.
Mm-hmm. Could you do that any bigger? Holy cow.
I can. So shut up.
Damn, dude.
It's not nice to make fun of your wife. It's bullying.
Well, we got to bring that shit back, dude.
Okay, what I was going to say is I wouldn't say that it's gaslighting, but it's probably that you're second guessing like memories and things that happened as a child.
I don't gaslight myself anymore. I mean, I used to do it like, is that true? But it's my truth. Yeah. Like whether or not I tell a story in a way that is different than what somebody else that actually remembers the story as, I used to either not share stories or I would question myself. I wouldn't feel authentic. That's a good way to put it. I wouldn't feel authentic sharing stories about my childhood because I didn't know whether it was true or not.
That makes sense.
But now for what I know is true this is my truth. Like whether somebody remembers it differently or not doesn't matter. This is my truth. I don't remember my childhood. I remember glimpses of it. So if I share a story about what I do remember, I don't need to apologize for it. This is my truth, and that's all that matters.
Well, because I mean, that's your experience. So
So now I just don't, I never will apologize for it. Even if I share a story that may be different, that triggers somebody, that's okay. That's not my responsibility to work through. That's their responsibility to work through. And so that's me. What I'm looking for most is understanding, though, more of what I was like as a kid. I mean, I do realize that there's certain limiting beliefs that I've had to overcome as a child, but I would also like to understand where those truly came from. I mean, maybe some of those obviously some limiting beliefs have taken place as an adult as well for what I do remember. I'm excited to get a better understanding of how I was as a kid and some of those limiting beliefs that may have came or taken form as a child. Obviously, whether it's something's a glimmer or a trigger, that we all have cycles in life, right? Something takes place which triggers or glimmers a belief, which creates a thought, an emotion, a behavior, and a result. And I'm just looking forward to understanding where some of those cycles have come from.
Mm-hmm. That'll be really cool for you to figure all that out. So I'm excited for you.
Absolutely. But this podcast is about us. I mean, time's important, and that does go in the concept of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am excited to get more of my timeline back because it really does feel like my life started at early middle school, later middle school, give or take. My life genuinely feels like it started in middle school. Everything else feels like a dream.
Mm-hmm. Which is when you started to be doing bad stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. And like to that matter, that just reinforces a lot of the crap, right?
Yeah.
Which I've worked through, and that was hard and it was worth it. But that's also the concept of time, is getting time back is almost and I'm not even going to say as almost, is doing the hard work. You don't get time back. You don't find presence. You don't slow time down by not dealing with the crap.
Yeah.
You deal with the crap so that you can be more present, so that you can enjoy life more, which means your life feels longer, right? I mean, I'm sure you can relate to this, but remember when years used to feel like forever?
Mm-hmm.
Like elementary school, a year felt like forever. And then there's other times in adulthood or in high school where a year was gone in a day, it felt like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you think this year, like we're already halfway through the year 2025.
Oh,
we're in August right now. And so it's just insane that this year has gone by. I personally feel like this year's gone by super quick. Like yesterday was January 1st, I swear.
It has. Now with that, right, it's like I shared the sand analogy. Like if you are holding sand, if you've been to a beach, you know what I'm talking about. But when you pull up sand and you're holding it in your hands, if you just open your hands, don't get me wrong, the sand's going to fall through your fingers, but you can start to feel the grains and it just slowly falls. And some sand is just going to stay on your hand and you get to enjoy it. But if you like press down on the sand in your hands, it just starts to fall out so fast. And so a matter of being present isn't to pause time. It's a matter of enjoyment, presence, really embracing each moment as you go through it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our life together started in high school when we were 16, which is such a blessing. And we had that high school experience together. Then we transitioned, got married immediately, and we started building our careers. And then we built our careers, and then we bought a house. And then we kept building our careers, and I published a book with your help and the podcast. And then we got dogs, and then we got chickens, and then we got rabbits. Like there's so much good in what took place in 9 years. And through that, some of those time periods went by so fast with the lack of intention. They just flew by. And then there's other times in our life where it was really intentional with where we're at now. Like, how do we actually want to spend our time? So that I can be my best self, so that I can be my best self for you, so that we can build a beautiful life. And that's important.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's super important. And I love what you say about being present and being more intentional with time, and that sound analogy is so good because it's such a good visual of just what that can feel like too. Not even just a visual, but that what like physically feels, I don't know. To me, I feel like that is what it feels like in my body to think about like the sand. But the power of being present and really being intentional with your time. And I don't even know where I'm going with my thought. But when you're intentional and you're present, it helps you be able to feel more content with your life. It helps build your relationships with family, with friends, romantic relationships. And so when you have intention behind all that, then your body physically, like your mind and your body is physically more present in time versus your mind's like racing and everywhere. And when you're time blocking things out in your life, then, and you're only focusing on that and you're being intentional with your mindset and with your time, then you're able to enjoy life a lot more.
Absolutely. I'm curious, when we look back on the last 9 years, we'll just call it, what's a time period in our life that you wish that we lived more intentionally with our time?
Okay, this is kind of like something that I wish, like that I've always wished was different. Not like wish was different, but wish I would have stopped and enjoyed it more was when we were planning our wedding. Because I feel like we graduated high school, we got engaged in July, and we got married in October. And so to plan...
A month after graduation, wow.
I know, 2 months. But because we planned that so quickly, it was just kind of... And we didn't have money. And so it was kind of like relying on other people to help us out financially, pay for it. We were kind of doing like some of the cheapest stuff. We were doing,
And we didn't rely much on financials either. We just skimmed by.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like my grandma helped pay for like the venue and that kind of stuff. So
we got a cheap venue.
Yeah, we got a cheap venue.
And that's not to discredit what she did for us.
No, but what I'm saying is I wasn't like, oh, let's look at this like $6,000 or $7,000 venue. It was, hey, let's look at this one that's going to cost us $1,000. Well, let's look at Facebook Marketplace on the bridal things and see what we can get for cheap. And so everything fell into place, and I think our wedding was absolutely beautiful. But there's a couple things that I wish, like my wedding dress, for example. I went to one store, rented it. I didn't even buy it. Rented it, tried one dress on, and I went and I was like, yeah, this is good. Let's chill. It's fine. And it wasn't like a dress that I had wanted. Like I was like, I want a lacy dress. I want this. I want this. And so it wasn't even a dress that I had dreamed of, the type of dress that I had wanted my whole life. It was just like, yeah, this is cheap. This is comfortable. I can move around in it. Let's do it. And I love my dress. I think it's like they were selling it later. I ended up buying it. And so there's things that I still love, but I wish I would have been more intentional with the things that we were doing with our wedding. I wish we would have been more intentional with the venue. I wish we would have been more.
I love the venue.
I know you love the venue. And I love the venue too. What I'm saying is like, I wish there would have been like more time to plan things out. Like we only went and looked at one, like I think I called a couple places, but they were kind of out of budget. And so we didn't go see them. And so it wasn't like we got this wedding thing of like going and touring all these different venues that had availability and that kind of stuff. And then and it wasn't like we did a rehearsal, like our rehearsal dinner.
Olive Garden.
Olive was Olive Garden. But it wasn't like we had like a dinner at the wedding. Like, you know how your dad and Tracy did it, where they did like their ceremony and then you had kind of like social hour and then you had dinner and then you had the reception. Like I loved how that was formatted. And so I feel like I'm rambling, but I feel like it would have been nicer to have more of a like elegant kind of wedding or something. I feel like we were kind of in such a rush to get married that I wish that we would have had more time during that time to like truly enjoy being engaged, enjoy planning the wedding a little bit more. Like everything just kind of felt rushed because we had 2 months to plan a wedding. And then I was also starting school.
I remember trying to help.
I
picked the colors.
I know. He picked the colors. But I guess I would, if we were to get married today versus when we were 18, I would have said, hey, let's wait another year to get married and we can enjoy being engaged and we can have a little bit more money to spend on the wedding. We can be a little bit more particular about who we invited to the wedding. We can enjoy that togetherness, I guess.
Well, this is gonna sound so crap. This is so Utah-y. I was an LDS, but you were LDS at the time. If we were cracking, then maybe we would have been so rushed.
Braiden. That's foul. But we were.
No, we stopped.
Well, we stopped.
We stopped intentionally to get married.
Yeah, we did. But if you're my family, please don't listen to that part. But yeah, I mean, there was things happening behind closed doors. It wasn't like we were rushing because of that. But I think there was a level of immaturity with that. I'm happy we got married, but I also like looking back now, it would have been okay if we waited.
Absolutely.
Like we still
would be right.
We would still be in the same place. It's just we wouldn't have been married for as long.
Absolutely.
So, but I also feel like too, like our wedding, like, you know, Weston was still alive. Your grandma was still alive. I think Nikki was still alive. And so like you had a lot of family members pass away after our wedding. And so there's that. So I'm very thankful that we were able to have all these people at our wedding that wouldn't have been there had we, because I think we kind of talked about maybe pushing it until like the following year. But then we're like, no, let's just do it now. And so
it's a time that was really good, but it would have been nice to slow down. And
yes, exactly. Like I don't ever regret I don't regret our wedding and that kind of stuff, but I wish that we would have had more time to plan it, to enjoy being engaged, to enjoy the things that happen with a wedding that I feel like we were kind of robbed of because we were planning it. I was planning it in 2 months. So everything just kind of felt rushed.
Absolutely. That's fair. Nevertheless, the concept is like slow down.
Yeah.
Right. A time period that's very important is like, that's a very important time in life, but every time in life is important. Every time in life offers something different. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I would encourage you listening is what's going on right now in your life that is important that you're not truly allowing your hands to open and fulfill the sand, right? What is that one thing that you're rushing? Why not slow down and enjoy it? We would be in the exact same position in our relationship right now. That doesn't take away the fact that we've worked hard for a house, for the book, for the podcast. You're opening up a salon. That doesn't take away anything that we would have accomplished. Mm-mm. Although that time period would have been more enjoyed.
Yeah. Like if we had pushed it off from 2018 to 2019, we would have had over a year to plan and actually, I think, be in a better... myself, and I. But I feel like we would have done something. I think we would have done things a little bit differently with the wedding if we'd waited.
Yeah, absolutely. Nevertheless, slow down. Right now, the question comes down to, I'm sure you listening to this can really think of also back on a time in your life where you're like, man, I rushed so much that I lost or didn't enjoy this season in my life. And that's okay. Like anybody thinking about time can look back on a season and recognize a certain season in their life or multiple that they could have had the opportunity to slow down. And I just want to emphasize for the rest of your life, whether you're young in your teens, whether you're a kid listening to this, whether you're in your 20s or your 30s or you're in your 60s and 70s, you still have a lot of life left. There's a long journey ahead, and that's exciting. Every season has the opportunity to be slowed down. So the question comes down to is how do you slow down time? Right? Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, it starts with awareness. Right now, where are you rushing? What feels pressured? And don't get me wrong, even if you are pressured, you can enjoy, but you can become hyper aware on what does feel pressured so that you can create a strategy of enjoying the journey. So I would ask that, like, where are you rushing right now? Where are you not enjoying your life?
Mm-hmm. What are some good questions that somebody could ask themselves about the different areas of their life to figure out if they're rushing them or not? Like, I know you said those two, but are there any other questions? Like, am I rushing in life and the whatever else you said? But
look at yourself.
Yeah.
Where are you not happy with yourself? That can mean a couple of things. Whether you're accepting something into your life for way too long that you're not okay with, aka you're not enjoying it. Maybe you're not prioritizing something, or you've not created something new. So look at yourself, right? Look at your relationships. Is it that you don't really enjoy eating dinner with your spouse, your kids? Maybe you need to put your phone away. Is it something where you feel really rushed in the morning, so you're not enjoying your mornings? You can look at the relationships itself. Is there any specific part about your relationship that you're not enjoying? And you can look at life, whether that's your hobbies, your lifestyle, your material items, your business, your career. Really laser focus in those three areas. And they can be looked at more in depth, but yourself, your relationships, and your life. Where are you missing time? Where are you rushing time? Where are you not slowing down to enjoy? Mm-hmm. Slowing down doesn't mean not fast pace either, like we talked about, right? We can have a super busy day, but how do we slow that down? Maybe it's putting the phone away. Maybe it's actually taking the time to have a conversation with your spouse, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes. How do you look at your life is by simply asking the question. Start with one area, your life, or with you. That's where I would start, with you. What part of your life right now are you not enjoying? Is that your identity? Is it your spirit? Is it your mind? Is it your body? If you don't like something about this life, or you're rushing, so you're losing out on time, that means that there's a result that's taken place where you're either rushing to a new result, or you're not even working towards a result. So you're just dealing with it. AKA you're not enjoying it. So time goes by, quote unquote, faster than what it could feel like if you were enjoying it. From there, you create that vision, right? What is the result that you want to create? And so you also want to do that with your relationships. What part of your relationships, whether that's your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, parents, what part of your relationships are you not embracing the time that you have? And again, that same applicable applies. Is there something that you're accepting in your life where you're not working towards a new result? Or are you just settled? Like, this is just the way it's going to be. But so you'll, AKA, will never enjoy that time with that relationship. And same thing with your life. What parts of your life are you not embracing the time that you have that will allow you to slow down and feel as though time is here? You're opening up your hands. You're filling the sand with your life instead of just grabbing that sand and it just keeps pouring out. But awareness creates the opportunity to do something different. It is then your responsibility to create that vision and a process to get there. So as we look at our lives, how do we become more intentional with our time? To open our hands to fill the sand? It's a schedule. I know for me, I value my spirit. So what's on our schedule? Reading the Bible. We have going to church. We have Bible study. We have prayer, right? Because that's a priority. We're committed to that. My mind, I have time for personal development. My body, I have time to work out. Our relationship, we have date night. We schedule events. I scheduled 2 hikes with my little sister, right? It's making it a priority. It's not living your day just going through the emotions. It's intentionally what is the result I want for myself, my relationships, and my life, scheduling the activities that will allow me to get to that result, and then executing. Now, our life is busy right now. Quite frankly, when has it not? Life's always busy. There might be different things in life that makes things busier. We were busy with wedding planning. You were busy with wedding planning.
Yeah, remember how you said it was I who planned it? Don't take credit for it now.
I had to work really hard to plan those colors.
Yeah.
Really hard.
It was a really hard decision.
Life will always be busy. There might be different focuses in life. But what's the core? You're always going to have you in it. You're always going to have relationships in it. You're always going to have finances and business and lifestyle and your material items that you have in this life. So what are the things that you want to enjoy, and schedule it out? Okay, let's just say that you're actually really happy with your body now. Okay, well, that means that you've actually been living intentionally, right? That means you've been living your time intentionally with your body. And that's why you're at that point. You don't always have to have a goal in every aspect of life and a vision. But once you accomplish a goal, that means once you've accomplished that goal, you've became somebody new. You realize it's like breathing air. You don't have to think about breathing air. It just happens. Sometimes you can breathe intentionally, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you master your schedule and you prioritize the important aspects of life and you know exactly what you want, it allows you to slow down. Instead of just having a chaotic day, you know that you're going to work out here. You know you're going to go on a coffee date here. You know that you're going to work here. You know that on your specific business, you're going to create this specific thing. And it allows you to slow down, even in the chaos of some days. It allows you to slow down and enjoy your day. Mm-hmm. Because instead of thinking like, oh, when do I have to get here? It's, oh, I have the next hour with this person, so I'm just going to enjoy this time.
It gives you, having a schedule gives you the opportunity to kind of shut your brain off a little bit. I feel like, because then you're not sitting there stressed. At least for me, this is my own personal experience, but when I don't have stuff on the schedule or I don't know what my day looks like, I get really stressed out because I feel like I'm kind of like a chicken running around with their head cut off. I don't know what my day looks like. I kind of have this list in my head of everything that I need to get done, but then I don't really know how I'm going to execute it. I don't know what I'm going to do first. And so I used to really struggle because I didn't follow a schedule. And so I would put a thing in my notes app on my phone. I would write lists. I had a bunch of different things that I was doing to try to stay on task, but it really didn't help because I wasn't time blocking it out. And so when I use my Google Calendar now, and I'm waking up at 7:30 a.m. From 7:30 to 8, I go take care of the animals and I go do outside chores. And then I come inside and then I get ready and then I have breakfast and then I go to work and then I come home, I make dinner. I have time for when I go grocery shopping. I have time for when I have to do our house cleaning and stuff. And so because I've delegated certain times and specific days to those things on my calendar, it makes it easier because then I'm not stressed if I have a friend be like, hey, let's go get lunch or let's go do this, because I have everything already set out in front of me of the necessities of what I have to do. And then I can fill in the gaps with things that I want to do. And so I'm not fulfilling the things that I need to do and then kind of getting in this cycle of kind of like a self-pity party of like, oh, I'm not good enough. I didn't get this done, or I'm stressed about this. And then I'm having to do this last minute. And so I love having a calendar, and that is something that is super beneficial to being able to be present and to have better time management.
Absolutely. But talking about the wants,
mm-hmm.
when you know, okay, so let's break it down right for yourself. You know what you need to do for your spirit health, your mental health, your body health. Those are non-negotiables. Because if you're not your best self for you, you can't be that best version of self for your partner or anybody. Naturally not getting the fruits of your labor in life. your relationships, there's essentials. Date night. Isn't it way more enjoyable to have date night now because you're less stressed because you know you already got everything else done in your day?
Mm-hmm. It's way nice because then I don't come home and then I'm like, what are we doing tonight? And you're like, it's date night. And I'm like, no, I have to go edit a podcast. Like, that's already on my schedule. I already have that.
Vacations.
A place for that.
Where we get to go up to Park City for a week. We're going to go down south in November. Mm-hmm. It's like everything is scheduled. And you choose your hard. Is it necessarily quote unquote easy to master a schedule? No, but it's pretty simple. When you have a vision, you know what should be on your schedule. If you have a vision for what you want for yourself, for your relationships, and for your life, yet you do not have a schedule, that's what you call a dream. It's not going to happen. It won't. Period. End of story. If you're taking sporadic action, you will get sporadic results. Period. End of story. Unless you just all of a sudden go viral for something crazy and then all of a sudden your life just falls into place. Okay, we're talking about the lottery here. The chances of that happening are little to nothing. I'm not saying never, but how do you increase your chances of your dream becoming a reality? Is you change your dream to a vision. And what that means is you say, this is exactly what I want, and this is how I'm going to get it. And then you put it in your calendar and you execute. And then guess what? Maybe the result didn't come to fruition that you thought. But guess what? You have a vision and you had a plan. So you tweak your process. That can be the same thing for your relationship. You and your partner get together and decide that you want to accomplish XYZ, whether that's communication, date night, vacations, any aspect of your relationship. And you create a process to accomplish that. If you don't get the result that you want in your relationship, then you tweak it. But without any process, there's no tweaking that can be done.
Well, you don't know what needs tweaking either. You're setting up a template for you to be able to analyze different areas of your life so you can tweak it if you need to. And
that's when life becomes better, is when you take control. You have more control over your life than you really realize. And you realize how much control you have when you take control. And the beauty of that is, yes, you can have a calendar and it not work, but that's only if you're choosing not to work it. Yes, you can have a calendar and still choose unpresence. Yes, you can do date night, but if you're still choosing to be on your phone, then you're not going to get that result. So there's an aspect of really checking in with yourself of, am I truly present right now? Mm-hmm. And that's where I would challenge you to ask yourself, no matter what you're doing in your calendar, whether it's for you, your relationship, or life, is ask yourself, how would your best version of self show up for this time block? What would my best version of myself do during dinner time tonight with my kids? And make that a priority. Because if you don't change something, then nothing will change. If you're not being present with your kids at the dinner table and you just choose to keep not being present, that's on you. Nobody else. So yes, a calendar is a tool. It's not the full answer. It's a part of the answer, but it's about 90% of the answer. Mm-hmm. Because it's the process. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to it. But guess what? You fall to the process. So if you have a process that allows for a specific result to take place, then it's not a matter of if you will get a specific result. It's a matter of when. Because if you don't get that result, you just keep tweaking until you do get that result. If you choose not to work your process, that's on you.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that level of self-discipline that you have to have, and you have to truly want it. Because you can set up a schedule, you can do it, but unless you're following it, it's not going to help you. And so you have to ask yourself when you're doing it and promise yourself to be committed to it. Because if you are committed to it, I promise that it will make your life so much easier, so much better. And you will start living in the moment. You will start living presently. it will help your relationship with yourself. It will help your relationship with your family, friends, romantic relationships. Like, it really will make a difference in your life, 100%. But it is up to you on whether you're not going to have that self-discipline to be able to achieve that. But something I would love for you to answer is, how does somebody, and this might be a stupid question, but if somebody does struggle with self-discipline, what are ways that they could be more on top of things and committed to that?
Get your head out of your ass. I know it sounds silly, but
Yeah.
you're choosing something different. It really is honestly kind of that simple. Get your head out of your ass.
But on a
If you really, okay, let's break this down simpler, okay? If somebody is struggling with discipline, it means that they're chasing a result that they truly don't desire. Meaning that you are chasing somebody else's dream that isn't your own. The reason that you're struggling showing up is because you don't truly want it. So the first and foremost aspect is become aware. If you are trying to get a specific result and you're trying to show up for it, but you don't truly want to be there, it means that you're not in alignment. And that's either twofold. Either your vision is actually what you truly want, but you're okay being where you're at, you've settled. That's a decision you have to realize that you're making. But if you're chasing something that doesn't feel in alignment, and that's why you're not showing up, then tweak it. Okay, now let's break that down a little bit further. Let's say you are chasing a vision that you truly desire, but you don't feel like you're enough. You're not worthy. So that's why it just doesn't feel realistic and you're not showing up. Still an aspect of like, get your head out of your ass. Obviously you don't believe it. You've never accomplished it. That's like saying somebody that's never made $1,000 a month is saying, I want to make $1 million a month. Bull crap. Like, you do not believe that. Maybe you do. And if you do, you're in the top like 0.001%. Like, it is possible to believe that, but you still don't have the data in your mind to truly back it up that it's a possibility. So the best thing to do is set a big goal with micro goals. If you have a vision and it's so big, we have big visions and big goals and dreams, but have they been broken down so you know exactly how to accomplish them? Mm-hmm. So you ask, is somebody struggling with discipline? Yes, it's a matter of get your head out of your ass because you haven't done the work necessary to set you up for success. Either one, you're chasing somebody else's dream. And if that's the case, you need to abandon ship and create your own vision. Two, if you have created the vision for you, but you're just not doing it, that's on you. Like, you're sitting in victimhood and you need to get out of it. The third option is the fact that you have such big vision, or I would call them dreams, but you truly haven't connected them to being a vision. You haven't established what that really looks like or how to get there. It's good to dream big. Go dream for whatever it is. Like, success looks different for people, but ensure that you know exactly your plan and how you're going to make it happen.
I like that a lot because discipline can be hard sometimes. And I feel like, at least for me, this is my own personal thing, and I feel like people probably can relate. But in the past, if I had a bad day or something, I wouldn't do anything. Like, if I was sick, I would just lay in bed the entire day. But now I have a different mindset, and it's like, okay, my day might look different, but I'm still going to do my bare necessities. I'm still going to do what I can. And I need to not let this affect my day, because I'm going to wake up tomorrow feeling more like crap if I'm not taking care of myself today. Yeah. And so it's taken discipline over time to kind of shift that mindset of, oh, when this happens, this is how I react, because I wasn't healthy. But what is healthy is, what can I do today? Maybe my schedule might look a little bit different, but what can I do? And so that discipline was really hard for me when I first started having a schedule, because I would just kind of, I wouldn't check my schedule, or I wouldn't do the things that were on my schedule. I would set it, but then I would ignore it and just kind of like, I'm going to do what I want. And so the power of sticking to a schedule has been life-changing. And just know, if you are struggling with discipline and that kind of stuff, if you create a schedule and you stick to it and you have that self-discipline, it makes a huge difference. Like, just try it for a day, 2 days, a week, and see how much that impacts your life day to day, and how much you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like I got my day back. I feel like I got my time back when you follow a schedule. And so it's just such a great thing to have. But that self-discipline sometimes can be a little bit harder when you first start out. But just keep sticking to it, and it really does make a difference.
But discipline's only hard when you first start out if you're chasing somebody else's dream, or you're choosing not to go and pursue your vision, or if you have a dream that hasn't been created to where it's a vision where you know exactly what you want, how to get there, and you have a schedule to get there.
Mm-hmm. Mine, when I first started making my schedule, the thing that I struggled with was I think I didn't make it for me. I was just kind of following the structure that you had for your schedule. And my schedule needed to look different because I have a different, like, structure than yours, if that makes sense. So I tried to set it exactly how you had yours, and I wasn't.
Exactly. It was, you were following my dream.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't following mine. So then when I was intentional about making my schedule and I did it to something that was happy for me, that switch, like, it was like a flip or a switch flipped. And then I was like, oh, I enjoy following a schedule. I like having this. I look forward to things on my calendar. Where when I did it the first time, it was just kind of, oh, Braiden does this and he does this, so I'm going to put this on my schedule. And I was miserable. But now I have things on my schedule that I enjoy, that light me up as an individual. So that makes a huge difference with schedules.
On the pro side, starting with mine, it got you thinking of what was possible. Yeah,
exactly. Like, there was benefits to following your schedule, but tinkering it and making it apply to me made a huge difference with my goals and stuff. Okay. I want to share a win of my schedule, of something that I'm very proud of myself for, because it could have been something that was extremely stressful, but because I planned it out and I had a goal and I broke it down, then it was a lot less stressful. But I am moving into a studio suite in a couple of weeks, and I'm super excited. But with that, there's so much stuff that you have to do in order to get that started. And so the beginning of July is when I made that decision. And so I'll have about a month and a half total to get everything done before I start at my new space. And so, like, taking time and putting it on my calendar and being present and having a different mindset going into it than, I'm just going to, like, I can just do this later. I can do this later. I can do this later. I was very intentional about putting stuff on my calendar. And so that when it came time to have to do things, I wasn't sitting there and I was like, oh crap, I have to do this. Oh crap, I have to do this. I had it on my calendar. And so it's been a very stress-free transition up until this point. And so I'm just gotta pat myself on the back because I'm really proud, because past Maeghan would not have done that, and I would have just been like, okay, we're just gonna go for it, and then I would be literally stressed out of my mind. And it has been so not stressful because of how I've planned my schedule and how I've had everything like listed out and I've done everything. So,
and that can be life.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be stressful. You can have big goals, big ambitions, big visions in all aspects of life. It doesn't have to be stressful. There can be high pressure, but it doesn't need to be high stress. And that's a win. I'm proud
Absolutely.
of you, my love.
Thank you.
With that in mind, is there anything else you'd like to share today?
No. I just think the message is be present, change your habits if you need to, have a schedule, and have self-discipline.
Yeah, if you want to take back time and really enjoy the sand in your hands, to say the least. The time that when it's gone, but also enjoying the journey. Create a vision for who you want to be, what you want to do. For your relationships, become aware of where you're grasping at the sand, where that sand is just falling out uncontrollably. And once you have that, put a plan in place and then really stick to it. Pivot it as you need to become better, to become more. And as a result of that, you will realize that time slows down, or at least it feels that way, to where you really enjoy your life.
Mm-hmm. So I really hope people can listen to this and they can take some nuggets out of it that they can apply in their own lives and that really can be life-changing for them.
Absolutely. With that in mind, thank you so much for joining us on Journey to Authenticity today. If you like what both myself and Maeghan had to say, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. This helps to ensure that we get the highest quality and most interesting guests to help to ensure that they help you transform your life fully. Also, I have you here. We've been so blessed to launch the Rooted and Rising community, which has been so fun. I mean, for anybody that's really needing a community, or maybe not needing it, but wanting a community that gets it, that gets the fact of, hey, we're going to lean in and we're going to grow as individuals. We're going to create the most beautiful relationships, create the most beautiful life. Then we'd love to have you the links below. And I'd love to jump in and really make magic with you happen in your life. With that in mind, have a good rest of your day, everybody.